Hi everyone, this is Elad from Astrolabe Diagnostics, and today I would like to talk about the R files export, which is available through Astrolabe. In my mind, when you run an experiment, when you analyze it, it is critical for you as the researcher to be able to access every aspect of the analysis. Here at Astrolabe, we're committed to transparency, and there's various ways in which you can access the decisions, the outputs, and the algorithms that Astrolabe has utilized when analyzing your files. When the experiment analysis is done, one thing you can do is you can go through the online interface, you can look at different results. Another thing that you have access to are these different export buttons here at the top right. One of these is called the R files export, and when you download it, you will get a zip file full of RDS files. And just to give you this experiment as an example, this experiment has 84 samples and it ends up with about 800 different files. These files cover everything that Astrolabe has done with your data. Every single step is here. These are the files that we use as part of the analysis. Now you can load these files in R directly, or you can use the open source or large package that we make available to everyone, whether you're a customer or not. You can always access this package and use it to import the R files export into R. How can this serve you? Well, let's say that you want to make a YouTube video about how does the number of samples in a given experiment affects the p-value. Doing this from scratch, just using the FCS files and starting to do all the cleaning and the analysis and so on, is going to be extremely time consuming. Here is the code for doing this in R. So we load the experiment using the large package, then we get the different simple features, and these are the features that the metadata that was provided by the researcher, so the time points and the patient IDs. Then we can get the sample cell counts for each one of the samples. So looking at this data frame, for each one of the samples in the experiment, we have the count of every cell subset. So here's the naive B cells, memory B cells, plasmablasts, etc. for one sample. Scrolling down, here is another sample, and so on and so forth. And now we get these numbers in 4 lines of code, and we can start playing with them. So for example, I want to find all of the patient IDs and calculate the p-values for a t-test using increasing number of patients. Again, just 4 lines of R, and we have all of the p-values at our fingertips. And now it's just a question of providing these values to any plotting function you want to use, whether it's the R default, ggplot, or anything else, and we end up with the figure. So very easy and straightforward to take the analysis that Astrolabe has done, put it into R, and do any follow-up that you might want to do with it, whether it's more statistical tests, a different clustering scheme, running t-SNE or UMAP, or anything else that you have in mind. So to summarize, high commitment to transparency here at Astrolabe. Everything that we do with your data is always open, always accessible through different formats, including through these R files. Thank you for listening, and please reach out if you need help analyzing your mass or flow cytometry data.